Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
Taking 3 steps backwards and forwards before Shemoneh Esrei, Part 2. So in the previous lesson we discussed the sources and reasons behind the custom of taking the 3 steps back and then 3 steps forward before starting Shemoneh Esrei. And now we will deal with a number of questions and answers which we concluded with in the last lesson. Number 1. When is one to take the 3 steps backwards and forwards in Shachris? You see, we have a bit of a dilemma in Shachris, as we know the rule is Seimich Geula L'Tfilah, that you must approximate the blessing of Gal Yisrael to the beginning of a start of Shemoneh Esrei. Now, the movements of 3 steps back and 3 steps forward makes a few seconds of a break. Is that problematic? So the Tehillah LeDavid in chapter 111:1 explains that the custom is to take 3 steps forward after you finish Gal Yisrael, and this is not considered an interval, as it's done for the sake of the Shemoneh Esrei, similar to how the Alter Rebbe rules in chapter 111 halacha 1 regarding the pasuk of Ad Nisvasai Tiftach. However, regarding the 3 steps backwards, there we find some poskim who write, so writes the Kitzur Shulchanaruch in chapter 18:2, that one is to take the 3 steps backwards already earlier when he stands up for Tehillas the Kel Elyon. And then he is to wait in that position until he finishes Gal Yisrael and then take the 3 steps forward. This is done in order to decrease the amount of interval. Practically, while you do have many Yidden who do as writes the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, nonetheless his directive is omitted from the vast majority of poskim who record this minhag of taking 3 steps backwards. They do not write when it should be done, and so we see that the minhag of many Yidden is to only take the 3 steps backwards after Gal Yisrael and then to take the 3 steps forward, and so was witnessed to be the Rebbe's custom on various occasions, that as soon as the Rebbe finished Gal Yisrael, he took 3 steps backwards and then 3 steps forward, even though this was a hefsek, an interval of a number of seconds, as the Rebbe did it very slowly. Nonetheless, the Rebbe did not suspect for these words of the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, seemingly based on the same reasoning as writes the Tehillah LeDavid, that it's done for the Tefillah, so what difference does it make if it's the 3 steps back or the 3 steps forward? Nonetheless, both customs have upon one what to rely, and each should do according to their community. Next question. With which foot should one do the 3 steps? The right foot or the left foot? So it's clear that in this situation, those who are right-footed should move their right foot first, as is always the rule that we always move the right first, and as is understood from all the poskim who write to move the left foot first after Shemoneh Esrei, based on the reasons they bring there, as brought in chapter 123, it's understood that one should move the right foot first when you begin Shemoneh Esrei. So to begin Shemoneh Esrei, you first move the right foot, while after Shemoneh Esrei, you first move the left foot. Regarding someone who is left-footed, seemingly he is to use his left foot first, as that is considered his stronger foot, and he should therefore move his left foot first before Shemoneh Esrei and his right foot after Shemoneh Esrei. An interesting question. What is somebody to do if they deny you begin Shemoneh Esrei, they're about to start, and the person in back of them has already begun? It can happen if you're even 5-10 seconds late into beginning Shemoneh Esrei with the congregation. So the person in back of you already began Shemoneh Esrei. So the halacha recorded in the Shulchan Aruch in chapter 102 is that one may not walk within 4 amos of the person davening Shemoneh Esrei, and therefore at the end of Shemoneh Esrei you can't take 3 steps backwards if you're going to be within 4 amos of someone still in the middle of Shemoneh Esrei. And therefore the same would apply here as well. Although we brought sources and the reason for the custom of taking 3 steps backwards, chas v'shalom to say that this nullifies a halacha in Shulchan Aruch. And therefore, in the event that the person in back of you has already begun Shemoneh Esrei and he's within your 4 amos, do not take 3 steps back, just take 3 steps forward, and if you don't have any room, you have to go back to go forward, then don't do any steps, and do like it was the old custom, and like some daily Yisrael do even till today, where they don't take any steps at all, and they begin Shemoneh Esrei in that state. But to take 3 steps backwards will transgress the halacha that you can't enter into Dalet Amos of the Mispalu. So this is another reason why one should try to make sure to begin Shemoneh Esrei together at the same time with the congregation, or alternatively, at the very least, to already stand 3 steps back before the person in back of you begins Shemoneh Esrei, so then you can take 3 steps forward when you're ready.
Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at Shulchanaruchharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many Sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.